Welcome back. The U.S. and Iraq have signed a security pact extending the presence of U.S. forces in Iraq for 3 years. The agreement came after Iraq's cabinet unanimously approved the long-awaited pact on Sunday. Under the deal, U.S. troops will be pulled out step by step and leave the country by the end of 2011. Li Yang has the story.
U.S. Ambassador Ryan Crocker and Iraqi Foreign Minister Hoshyar Zebari signed the agreement on behalf of their governments on Monday. The pact was reached after nearly a year of tough negotiations between the two countries, but it must still be approved by the Iraqi parliament. Iraqi leaders consider the firm deadline for U.S. troops withdrawal to be a negotiating victory, and they have hailed the beginning of a new stage in the bilateral relations.
This is certainly a historic day for the Iraqi-American relationship after the signing of this security pact following long months of grueling talks and negotiations. There was a positive atmosphere among political leaders. This agreement also covers a framework for enhancing political, economic, cultural, and scientific relations.
Under the final draft, the pact would place the U.S. forces in Iraq under the authority of the Iraqi government for the first time, replacing a mandate enacted by the UN Security Council after the war. It calls for the U.S. forces to leave the streets of Iraq's towns and villages by the middle of 2009, and U.S. forces would hand over their bases to Iraq during 2009 and complete the withdrawal on December 31, 2011. The pact deprives U.S. troops of the authority to raid Iraqi homes without an order from an Iraqi judge and permission of the government. It gives Iraq the right to try U.S. soldiers and defense contractors in the case of serious crimes committed off-duty and off-base. It also prohibits the U.S. from using Iraqi territory to attack Iraq's neighbors. Chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mike Mullen, says he feels comfortable with the terms of the agreement. But he also warns that the withdrawal timetable will depend on numerous factors, including security conditions during the withdrawal process. He says he will carry out whatever directions he gets from President-elect Barack Obama after he is inaugurated on January 20th.
President-elect Obama has also said is that he would seek the counsel of myself and the Joint Chiefs before he made any decisions. And so I look forward to that discussion, look forward to the engagement, and certainly intend to give him, as I do the current president, the best advice I can with respect to where he wants to go.
Iraq's parliament is likely to approve the pact, but the largest Sunni Arab bloc, the Iraqi Accordance Front, says it wants to put the pact to a referendum.
We are in principle with the security pact, but we in the front have many reservations, among which is the release of all prisoners in the U.S. jails without preconditions.
The Iraqi government has grown increasingly confident of its own ability to keep order. Violence has dropped considerably in the country over the past year. The Iraqi government says October saw the lowest monthly death toll from violence since the war. Iraqi forces now have command in all but 5 of Iraq's 18 provinces and led crackdown on Shiite militias earlier this year. Li Yang, CCTV.